Yeah, I know there's this really weird thing that be happening with me, that when I'm about to fall asleep, God just blesses me with this mental clarity, and I get these super profound ideas, at least profound in the context of my life, that just answer and decode things that I'm trying to figure out on a day-to-day basis about myself and how to get myself out of certain jams in my life. And I'll be just about to go to sleep and somehow it just come down to me in a time of least effort, which to me is pretty poetic because I sit up all day. If you know me, you know I just be thinking all day, thinking to a point of worry almost. And there'll come this time where I'm about to fall asleep, and with almost literally no effort, boom, I get the idea, and I can have this mindset shift that will change my day-to-day life. And it's up to me if the next day when I wake up I want to administer it or not. But now the understanding is there. One thing that I realize is at this point, I'm 25 years old. If I wanted to drastically change my life, I'm equipped with all the mental faculties necessary to do so. But for some strange reason, I wake up every day and don't practice the things that I know would radically change my reality. And of course, it's a force of identity and a force of habit. But it's so simple, like it's not something that's difficult, the things that I need to change in my life. And I have little spurts, like maybe a month, 2 months where I do really, really good and I'll see a lot of changes. But of course falling is a lot quicker than climbing. So 2-3 weeks being off, and not even drastically off, slightly off. The slightly off that you convince yourself that you can get away with. And my progress will just plateau, or even worse, regress. And I'm just trying to find a sustainable mindset. Even more than mindset, I guess that's just an identity shift. And I'm confident that that's what's happening for me right now. An identity shift. Because things are really starting to change and my bad habits are really waning. They still pop up, but not to the frequency that they used to. I went off on a little bit of a tangent though. I wrote something earlier, and I'll read it and then I'll explain it after. James Baldwin says heartache is unavoidable suffering. Khalil Gibran says heartache is a crack in the shell of your understanding. And this is what I wrote. It is placed in your life in the exact moment that you need it, to give you the perspective you need to evolve, to break the cycles you've begged God to take you out of for so long. You just need to capitalize on the moment. If you look at your life now, it's probably exactly how you dreamed of it being at one point, and you didn't even take a moment to notice. because it actualizes so subtly. Because you pay attention to your problems so much more than your blessings. The problems will always be there. The blessings will always be there. You get to choose which ones to focus on. And either way, the world will spin and your life will transpire. But maturation is a choice, the same way happiness and gratitude are. You know, me and my homie Junior was sitting with each other earlier and we did a really good job of documenting our past 2 to 3 years, being that we've been together almost every single day. And there was so many things that we dreamed of, that we sat there and we talked about and we laughed about. And then it got silent for a minute. And Junior looked around and he said, yo, if you look around, we live in exactly what we talked about in those times. And I looked around and it blew my mind, because in the videos we're talking about those things. And now I'm surrounded by that exact life. So it's like, I would say, take a look at your life. And most likely, you're surrounded by plenty of things that you dreamed of and you didn't even notice. But it's not your fault, because in my experience, I went through so many struggles and so many huge life events happened that those blessings kind of just snuck their way in. And if I would have got those blessings at the time that I wanted them, I probably wouldn't have been able to retain them, and I probably wouldn't have treated them properly. And I've proven that I could be that type of person when, you know, God blesses me with something and I'm just not ready for it. And sometimes we lose those things and we harp on that. And you know, it's okay to have some regret. At the end of the day, it's a part of life. But there's so many blessings that came your way, and the struggles that you went through allowed you to retain them. And the person that you evolved into, those things naturally found their way into your life. And because you weren't so desperate for them, they stuck around. It wasn't like nothing to you. So yeah, I think just take a look at your life. Think about all the things that you wanted that you possess now. And just practice some gratitude and give yourself a pat on the back and be proud of yourself.